remember this moment clearly. I was at a small gathering, standing in the corner, just observing. Most people were talking over each other, trying too hard to be seen. And then, she noticed me. Not because I said something extraordinary, or because I dressed in some flashy outfit. She noticed me because of the way I was standing. Calm, confident, present. There was a subtle shift in her attention, like the room had slightly realigned. Maybe this sounds familiar to you. You've been in rooms full of people, and yet some individuals just draw attention effortlessly. You wonder, what are they doing differently? Here's the truth. Attraction isn't always loud. Often it's quiet. Invisible habits and subtle behaviors are what actually make women notice you immediately. And today, I'm going to break down 7 of those habits, backed by psychology, so you can start practicing them yourself. First impressions happen faster than you think. Psychologists call this thin slicing, our brain's ability to make judgments in a matter of seconds, sometimes less than a tenth of a minute. That split-second perception often determines whether someone finds you interesting, trustworthy, or attractive. Body language, posture, and subtle facial expressions send signals before you even speak. Research by Nalini Embody and Robert Rosenthal shows that people form surprisingly accurate impressions of personality and social cues from just a few seconds of observation. Your energy, the way you carry yourself, and even micro-expressions act like a silent introduction. Women, in particular, are highly attuned to these cues, often unconsciously scanning for confidence, warmth, and authenticity. Understanding this gives you a huge advantage. Small, intentional habits, how you stand, the way you listen, how you hold eye contact, can drastically shift the perception you create in those first crucial moments. The key is awareness. Once you know what your body is communicating, you can start using these psychological levers to naturally draw attention without trying too hard. I remember walking into a crowded cafe, feeling a little nervous. Most people were hunched over their laptops, shoulders tight, scanning the room anxiously. I straightened my back, relaxed my shoulders, and simply took my place at the counter. Almost immediately, I noticed it. A few women glanced my way, not because I said anything, but because my posture communicated calm confidence. It was subtle, but it worked. Here's something most people don't realize. The way you carry your body sends signals louder than words. Open shoulders, lifted chest, relaxed stance. These tell the brain of others that you're confident, approachable, and secure. Women pick up on these cues instinctively. You don't need to dominate a conversation or act flashy. A strong, grounded posture quietly sets you apart and makes you more noticeable without any effort. It's a habit that's easy to practice and immediately impactful. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It's a psychological tool that signals value and presence. When you truly listen, your brain mirrors the other person's attention, creating subtle neural alignment. This is sometimes called mirroring, and it naturally fosters connection. Research in social psychology shows that people are drawn to those who make them feel understood. By leaning in slightly, maintaining eye contact, and responding thoughtfully, you signal that their words matter. This taps into the reciprocity principle. When someone feels seen and heard, they unconsciously want to give the same attention back. Active listening also reduces cognitive load for the speaker. When someone doesn't have to worry about being ignored or misunderstood, their brain associates you with safety and ease. This is a powerful, often invisible attraction signal. The key is subtlety. You don't need to agree with everything or overreact. Nodding, paraphrasing, and asking thoughtful questions show engagement. Over time, these small habits make women notice your presence because your attention communicates respect, value, and emotional intelligence, all qualities that attract naturally. remember meeting someone at a friend's party who had this effortless way of making people smile. Not loud jokes or exaggerated stories, just small, well-timed remarks that made you feel lighter. That night, I noticed how the women around him were drawn in, laughing naturally, leaning in and fully engaged. The humor wasn't trying to impress, it was about creating a shared moment. Here's the thing, subtle humor signals intelligence and ease. It shows that you can navigate social situations confidently, without tension. When done right, it triggers a dopamine response, making interactions feel enjoyable and memorable. Women notice this because it creates emotional resonance. A small laugh, a playful tease, a witty observation, they're not just funny moments, they're signals of approachability, social awareness, and compatibility. In essence, subtle humor becomes an invisible magnet. It's less about cracking jokes constantly and more about creating warmth and connection, naturally drawing attention toward you. Your appearance communicates far more than you might think. Psychologists call this the halo effect, when one positive trait, like a polished look, influences how others perceive your overall personality. A well-groomed appearance signals care, discipline, and social awareness. Studies show that people unconsciously associate neatness with competence, confidence, and even approachability. Clothes, grooming, and subtle style choices act as nonverbal cues that your brain, and hers, instantly reads. Intentional appearance doesn't mean expensive clothes or flashy outfits. It's about consistency and thoughtfulness. Crisp shirt, clean shoes, and small touches like a well-kept watch or subtle fragrance can make a huge difference. These signals are processed in the brain before words even enter the conversation. Cognitive shortcuts like these help the brain categorize people quickly, which is why a clean, intentional look makes women notice you faster. When paired with calm energy and genuine presence, appearance reinforces other habits, creating a cohesive impression that draws attention naturally, without you needing to perform or force attraction. I remember being at a busy networking event, filled with anxious chatter and people vying for attention. I simply stood in one corner, breathing slowly, observing, and listening. There was no rush, no tension. Within minutes, I noticed women naturally gravitating toward me. It wasn't words or gestures, it was the calm energy I projected. There's something magnetic about presence that's grounded, relaxed, and unhurried. Calm energy signals that you're in control of yourself, not seeking validation. It lowers social tension and invites curiosity. People feel safe around it, which makes them more open, engaged, and attentive. You don't need flashy behavior or constant effort. Just being fully present, genuinely listening, and projecting calm confidence sends subtle cues that attract attention naturally. Over time, this habit becomes a silent signal, letting women notice you without any forced charm or performance. Curiosity is a quiet yet powerful attractor. Psychologists link it to emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and respond to others' feelings. When you show genuine interest, your brain signals engagement, creating a sense of connection. Asking open-ended questions, listening to responses, and following up naturally demonstrates that you value her perspective. This taps into attachment theory. People are drawn to those who make them feel emotionally seen and understood. Subtle curiosity also creates psychological intrigue. Instead of revealing everything about yourself immediately, you guide the conversation thoughtfully, encouraging mutual exploration. This pattern of give and take stimulates dopamine in the brain, making interactions feel rewarding. It's important to avoid over-questioning or appearing interrogative. The goal is genuine engagement, not performance. By practicing subtle curiosity, you signal intelligence, emotional awareness, and value, all traits that women subconsciously notice. Over time, these small, consistent behaviors build an invisible magnetic pull. Women don't just hear you, they feel your presence, interest, and attentiveness, which makes you naturally more noticeable in social settings. I remember a conversation with someone I admired. He had this effortless ease. He wasn't constantly seeking approval, over-texting, or trying too hard to impress. And yet, women couldn't help but notice him. Non-neediness is magnetic because it signals self-sufficiency and confidence. When you're comfortable in your own skin, it creates space for curiosity and attraction. People are drawn to those who are emotionally stable and independent, without the weight of desperation or overeagerness. It's subtle, letting conversations flow naturally, maintaining your own interests, and not overanalyzing every interaction. This quiet detachment communicates that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's approval. Women notice this without even realizing it. It's not arrogance, it's grounded presence. By cultivating non-neediness, you create an invisible pull, making others more likely to invest attention and energy toward you naturally.
Each of these habits on its own is powerful, but their true effect comes from synergy. Confident posture, calm presence, subtle humor, and non-neediness don't just exist separately. They reinforce each other, creating a cohesive impression. Psychology calls this behavioral consistency. When multiple traits align, the brain perceives you as authentic, competent, and attractive. Inconsistent signals, on the other hand, trigger doubt or disinterest. These habits also interact with attention patterns. For example, confident posture draws initial notice. Calm energy sustains engagement, and subtle curiosity deepens connection. Humor and active listening make interactions enjoyable, creating positive emotional reinforcement. This is why dopamine-driven feedback loops occur in social attraction. Each habit amplifies the others. Over time, practicing these behaviors builds automaticity. Cognitive frameworks like habit loops show that repeated behaviors eventually become second nature, reducing effort while increasing impact. The result? Women notice you naturally, without forced effort. Your presence, energy, and behavior create a coherent, magnetic pattern that signals value, warmth, and authenticity, all of which are psychologically irresistible.
Even with the best habits, small mistakes can sabotage their impact. One common error is over-efforting, trying too hard to appear confident or humorous. This triggers attention residue, making your nervous energy noticeable and reducing authenticity. Another mistake is over-explaining or dominating conversations. When you flood interactions with words, you overwhelm cognitive processing, which diminishes attraction. Psychology shows that women respond more to signal clarity than quantity of effort. Misreading cues is also frequent. Assuming every glance or smile equals interest leads to overconfidence or needy behavior, which undermines non-neediness and calm energy. Finally, inconsistency breaks the halo effect. If your posture, humor, or presence fluctuates wildly, the brain flags it as unreliable. The key takeaway? Subtlety, awareness, and consistency matter more than flashy moves. By avoiding these mistakes, your habits work together seamlessly, letting attraction develop naturally and making women notice you without forcing it. I remember one evening at a small gathering. I had been practicing these habits for weeks. Posture, calm energy, subtle humor, active listening. Nothing felt forced. It all felt natural. As the night unfolded, I noticed something remarkable. Women weren't just glancing, they were leaning in, smiling, and genuinely engaging. One even laughed at a joke I didn't think was that funny, but the shared energy made it feel effortless. It wasn't one thing, it was everything working together. The calm presence drew them in. Curiosity kept the conversation alive. Subtle humor made it enjoyable, and confident posture silently communicated value. In that moment, it clicked. Attraction isn't about grand gestures or flashy moves. It's the sum of small, consistent habits. When aligned, they create a magnetic, almost invisible pull that makes women notice you, without pressure, without trying too hard, just naturally.
Let's recap. The 7 habits: confident posture, active listening, subtle humor, clean appearance, calm energy, subtle curiosity, and non-neediness work together to make women notice you naturally. Psychology shows it's not flashy moves or over-effort that attract attention. It's subtle, consistent behaviors that signal confidence, value, and emotional intelligence. These habits tap into cognitive shortcuts, attachment patterns, and social reinforcement, creating a magnetic presence. The key is awareness and practice. Focus on small, deliberate changes and let them become automatic. Over time, your presence speaks louder than words, drawing attention effortlessly. Remember, attraction is rarely loud. It's quiet, consistent, and psychological. Master these habits, and women will notice you immediately.